What's up, Alphas? It's your boy, La Alpha Zel May Wick,
Bree Danielle.
and we in overtime again. We're here. We're talking about poor parenting. I read an article. Okay, Bree. I read an article.
Okay.
It was about
Run it to me. Run it.
It was about poor parenting, right? It says working class families. This article says white, but I think I can attribute this to every family. Blame low aspirations for remaining poor in a way, like their kids, they don't focus on education, they don't focus on schoolwork. They be like, hey, you're gonna take over the family carpentry business, you're gonna take over the farm, you're gonna take over the oil field, all those type of things. So what I came from after reading the article was idealistic parenting versus realistic parenting. And how do you separate from it? Idealistic parenting is telling you you're going to be amazing. You're going to get all A's. You're going to do this. You can do that. You can be anything you want to be. Just set your goals to it. Realistic parenting is, hey, I don't know if you're smart. You might be smart. You might not be smart. But you have this option. You don't have to do what everybody tell you to do. You can just be you. And you can be a carpenter, a farmer, and by the way, nothing wrong with those jobs, but this is our field. This is what we're good at. This is what I can teach you. This is what I know. And this is a more realistic place for you to actually be than saying you're going to go to school for 10 years to be a doctor and all that stuff. So my question to you, Bree, is what do you think about that line? Do you blend it? Do you mix it? Do you stay on one side? How often do you see each two?
I think in a perfect world, you blend the two. In a perfect world, in a middle class perfect world, because I guess my world was kind of perfect. When it came to this type of parenting, I see so much of both sides. Just growing up where I grew up, I saw the realistic side of things where, because parents didn't have the education and they didn't really have the resources to push their kids further in education, they're like, you can go work at the plant. And like, we have a couple of different plants in my hometown, and that's what they push their kids to aspire to be. Like, you can graduate high school, you might go to junior college for a little while, but you can go work at the plant, you can make some really good money. And then there were those parents who, still same working class parents, who wanted to see their kids be so much better than they were and get out of like the situation that they were in, that they would like find the resources to send their kids off to school so that they can be more, so, and encourage their kids that they were smart and and they could do whatever they wanted to do. But I think the main component of being able to blend the two is having those resources, because you can be in a working class and you can be realistic with your child about, I don't know if you're smart, and I know that you lack this, but I'm gonna find a resource for you to be able to grow and to get better. I can't really afford to send you to school, so I'm going to find the resource for you to be able to get on scholarship, or for us to be able to apply for certain grants, so that if you want to do that, you can do that. And I think that's having the resources or not having the resources is what creates that gap between idealistic and realistic, because realistically, parents who work in working class, they work so hard just to be able to put food on the table that they can't really push your dreams or your aspirations. They can't really help you with your homework because they're working overtime at their job. So I've definitely seen both sides. And actually, a lot of times the kids that I see that are really successful are the kids that come from that working class, and they saw their parents or their mother work really hard to just provide for food for them for the day, that they wanted to be better and they wanted to make more money so that they wouldn't have to live like that, and they can try to bring their parent out of that also.
Yeah, I see that too. I think you should push for education, but also be realistic. Like, hey, everything might not be for you. you might not be a rapper. I know Bree gonna like this.
You knew you're not a rapper. Okay? Yeah. You're not a rapper. You're not a rapper. You can go to school and get this digital engineering degree and go be a producer. You can go to two-year college to do that. You can get a trade. You can do that. You're not a rapper. Stop telling your kids that they can be rappers. Stop telling your homeboys that they can be rappers. Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
And if that's just a little funny for you, just a little joke. By the way, you watch Purpose every Wednesday at 5 Eastern. See the jokes like this. We're gonna start doing overtimes too, so you're gonna get 2 extra little segments from Bree, because I know y'all love Bree.
Yep, and you can see why I'm so adamant about looking you in your face in this camera and telling you that you're not a rapper. Okay?
Yeah. So, but yeah, your dad is 5'8", your grandpa is 5'9". You're probably not gonna be LeBron James, and that's realistic.
But you know what? You know he won't be LeBron James. But Iman Shumpert told this really crazy story when he went to the 85 South show about how he was in the 9th grade and he was maybe like 5'6", 5'7". And over the summer, he grew to be how tall he is now. So if you're 1 in a million, you can grow 6 inches overnight. But more than likely, no, you won't be LeBron James. Sorry.
Yes, LeBron James is 6'8", 250 plus. You might can be a good basketball player. You work hard, but
you can definitely put the work in. But you're not going to be 6'8".
But at the same time, so you can be realistic. I 100% agree with that. If your kid might not be the best at school or education, you can be realistic. It's okay. You don't have to lie to them or manipulate. But at the same time, you as a parent, I know it's harder for working class people, as Bree said. Sometimes you work 2 jobs, sometimes you can't. Put different books in front of them. Put different things in front of them. Maybe inspire them to figure out what they want to be. Because
give them the resources.
The reason your kid wants to be and I'm speaking to the African American community, is because you only presented them with that.
With rappers.
And
they only see rappers.
Yeah, in this article, the white working class, they see farmers, they see coal miners, they see whatever they is in their trade, welders. That's what they see. That's what they aspire to, because that's it. Give them options at the same time. Like, hey,
broaden their horizons. Like,
yeah,
get them out of the bubble.
Yeah, like, we express that on purpose. Getting out of your comfort zone. Make them get out of comfort zone. Find out what you like, because I'm telling you, by 22, most people I know, including myself, well, I kind of started figuring out a little bit. I realized I like to talk. That wasn't my goal before. Like at 22,
I was doing at 22.
At 22, I started figuring out. I like to run my mouth. So, but before that, I still do that. By the way, I'm gonna own a business. I end up doing that. So, but yeah, I wrote books too. So I did that too. I did it 2015 and 2018. So I wrote books. I did everything I wanted my mind to do. But I opened myself up to do that. Cause I'm telling you, in 9th grade, I literally told my teacher, I ain't writing no book. Leave me alone. Writing annoys me. And now I'm a 2-time author.
Writing is for busters.
Yeah, that's what I said in 9th grade. I was telling, who was that? No, it was 11th grade, Miss McGee. And she literally made me write a poem, and then it got published. So that was my first publication, was in 2011, Miss McGee class. Shout out to Miss McGee. A lot of people probably gonna know that. And my first my first poem got published, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool, reading your own writing in a book. So she literally opened up something I didn't think. And then after that, guess what I did all through college? Bree, you know this, I wrote poems. So
you did.
So that opportunity right there opened a new set of things that I'm interested in, which I promise you, I told her I'm not interested in. Just the opportunity to do it. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Maybe say, hey, write this, I'll send it out to a publication. Might get signed, or might not. Might inspire them to write. They might not be good at math, but they can write a book. You know what I mean? Just anything like that. Sit them in front of people. Maybe they'll tell jokes when they become a comedian. Anything. Just say, hey, go out there and try things.
Right. Please give them the option to try things. Like, we don't expect right out of high school for them to know exactly what they want to do. That rarely happens. I know that, we try to push 18-year-olds to become adults, but they're really not. They're really still children.
You thought she was an
allow
adult.
them. Huh?
You thought you was an adult though.
Man, I really thought I was grown. And then I got to college by myself and had to make an adult decision and was like, I ain't never did this before. I don't think I can. And I called my mama. And so just allow them to be able to explore different options. If they go into college that first year, let them go undecided. They got to take a couple general education courses anyway, but let them be able to explore the different options before they make the decision, because you don't want them to get to a place where they made this decision too early and then they don't like it. And now they're 24 or 25 years old. Like, I don't like the choice that I chose. And so now as an adult, I got to try to revamp this on top of taking care of myself.
Yeah, you got to restart.
Yeah.
You got a degree that you
let
don't
them restart early.
Yeah. Like, let them. Sometimes you want to be overwhelmed a little bit in some way. That way you can kind of, on your mind, break it down what you really want. Because trust me when I say this, if you get overwhelmed after you thought what you wanted, that's way more annoying than going in not realizing you don't know what you want. So
way worse.
Yeah, so when I say realistic, idealistic, yes, they can coexist. So I kind of disagree with this article. Just saying, hey, they don't focus on education, but I do agree with it at the same time. Because working class families, they might not have the resources or the knowledge, in this case, to help them in certain situations. But they be like, here's a book for you to read, and if you like it, maybe you'll try harder by yourself in school, because I can't just really push you. And if all else fail, you can go work for me in the plant, as Bree said.
I work the plant. They still make good money.
Yeah, so you got options, and the more you allow people to figure out their life on their own is great. So that's a very interesting topic, because I still want to talk about it. But by the way, I will have a psychologist on here too, that deal with parents, by the way. So I hope to have him on here this week. So be on the lookout for that, and we're gonna continue this topic some more, because I want to see experts who is really in here talking to parents every day, opinion on this exact same topic, which is, by the way, my brother also, so you get to see my family dynamic. So look for that.
Which is crazy, by the way, y'all. The family dynamic over there on Trevor's side is amazing. So y'all are in for a treat.
Don't think me and my brother weird though. My mom said y'all weird. Like, you're not weird with nobody, but when y'all together, y'all weird together. So it should be fun. So be on the lookout for that. I might film that Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you, Bree, for being here. You are always amazing.
Thanks.
And we are in overtime. And remember, all you alphas, to keep stomping. Bree, any last words?
Drink your water. Mind your business.
Exactly. Just know what we talking about. And remember that today could be the day. If you kept stomping now, that something amazing could happen. Peace. Fly right past up and running it